The death toll from the coronavirus outbreak has climbed to 170. China's National Health Commission reports the number of known cases has also risen. 7,251 people have now been diagnosed, mostly in China. There are now 7 confirmed cases in Australia. 1 patient is in isolation in Queensland, 2 in Victoria and 4 in New South Wales. Health Minister Greg Hunt has also confirmed 2 Australians in China have contracted the virus but have since been released from hospital. Government is hitting back at suggestions Christmas Island is an inhumane solution for those stuck in the coronavirus epicentre. Australian residents trapped in Wuhan could be evacuated in the coming days if the plan is approved by Beijing. Let's go live now to political reporter Eliza Edwards in Canberra. Eliza, the Australian Medical Association has criticised this idea.
That's right, Danica. The government is hoping that Beijing gives the green light today to this mission to repatriate up to 600 Australian residents trapped in Wuhan. They would then be held in the Christmas Island detention centre for 2 weeks before being allowed to return to the mainland if they're healthy and well. But the AMA president, Dr. Tony Bartoni, says this is not an appropriate or humane solution.
We feel that the repatriation to Christmas Island, to a place where there's been previously the focus of populations under enormous mental and physical trauma and anguish, is not a really appropriate solution, and we'll be calling on the PM and the relevant ministers to find a much more humane solution.
Now, the government's strongly defending the plan. Health Minister Greg Hunt says there will be enough security, defence and medical staff on hand to help these people coming in from Wuhan, and that the facilities on Christmas Island are purpose-built.
Our job is to protect Australian citizens as well as to provide support for those citizens overseas. And the best way we can do that is to find a place which was designed to deal with people who were coming from overseas in circumstances, and to do that in a way which is humane. This is a humanitarian mission, but no state or territory, to the best of my knowledge, has offered to clear out any of their hospitals. And in that circumstance, this is the right thing to do. It's the most appropriate thing. It protects Australians at home, but it provides a pathway home for those Australians who are in Hubei.
The government still needs to convince those in Wuhan that this is a good idea, but a lot of people are still weighing up whether to actually accept this offer.
That's right. Some Australians get to make up their mind about whether they will accept this evacuation offer. One Australian trapped in Wuhan says he is worried about the medical facilities on the island, and also he and his family are bothered by the fact that they would be held in a detention centre. He says that they're still making up their mind whether to stay or to go.
My family and I are discussing the pros and cons about it. I think that the main concern that I have, and I feel as the whole of us over here would have, is the lack of transparency with the process in the Christmas Island and what we're allowed and not allowed to do, and our living conditions over there. It being a detention centre is obviously a put-off, and I'm just not quite sure how effectively or how professionally we can be quarantined, not in a medical facility, but in a detention centre. The cost is not the problem. Like, if I have to pay the money to get on a flight or whatever, fair enough, all right, I'll do that. But it's mainly concerned for will I be able to access the internet? Will my family be able to contact me? Will other people be able to contact me? And can I bring my phone there? Are they going to take my phone away from me?
People will have to pay for the flight from China back to Australia, and that's, as I'm advised by DFAT, the normal way in which these things occur, and that'll be the limit of the contribution.
So the Home Affairs Minister there confirming that people will have to pay for the flight from Wuhan, also saying that there'll be a cost to taxpayers as well for housing people on Christmas Island, but the government is yet to put a figure on that. In his press conference earlier, the Home Affairs Minister also flagged that Qantas is weighing up following British Airways in cancelling or suspending flights to the Chinese mainland. A spokesperson I spoke to earlier says there are conversations happening, but flights to China are continuing as normal for now. Danica?